Hey guys, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. So this might be a quick video because I am losing my daylight and I want to make sure I get this video out for you guys. But today we're going to be doing a fun video. We're going to be doing the drunk book tag, which I have seen this one around, but it hasn't been like super crazy. But this book tag was co-created by Julie over at Pages and Pens and Chelsea over at Chelsea Darling Reads. And I'll leave both of their original videos in the description below so you can go check them out, as well as all of the questions. So if you want to do this as well, then you can go ahead and do it. So without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and get started. And I do have my phone in my hands for the questions, so I'm sorry if you do see my phone, but that's the only way we're going to get through this. So the first question is wine coolers. You're 16 and you finally managed to sneak one of your mom's Smirnoff Ices. What is one of your most guilty pleasure reads? And for me, that is anything by Abby Glines. I have 22 of her physical books. They are in a separate bookshelf by themselves, and yeah, like anything by her, I'll read it. So I have 22 of her books. I know she's got a lot more out there, but I just love supporting her, and anything that she comes out with, I will immediately buy. So question number 2 is beer. You've made it to college and are hosting your first kegger. Pick your favorite new adult or college-aged book. And for me, you guys, if you have been here a while, you'll know that I have a little bit of an obsession with this particular author and this particular book, and that is The Perfect Game by J. Sterling. I absolutely love this book. It's one of my favorite books. It is taking place in college. They are both college students. The main male character is a baseball player and the main female character is a journalism student, and it goes through their love story. So it is very, very, very entertaining, and I highly recommend this book to anyone. All right, question number 3 is Tequila. You partied too hard last night and drank a little too much Jose Cuervo. What's a book that you never want to see again, or your least favorite book? For me, I have 2. For me, if you've been following me a while, you know I don't like graphic novels that much, but this particular one, not really a fan of, and that is Saga. This is volume 4 I have in my hand, and I do plan on reading it for the Newt's readathon this month because I bought it and I haven't read it yet. But the first 3 volumes just have not been my friend. Not really interested in it, and I just don't really like it. And then the second one is the Shadow and Bone series by Leigh Bardugo. I read this first book on audiobook, and I enjoyed it, but it's really not my favorite. I did give this like 2.5 stars. So I mean, while if I found it interesting, it wasn't one of my favorite books. So question number 4 is Beer Bong. What's a book that you read super fast? And for me, that's actually a series. I read this series probably last year sometime. I don't remember exactly when, but this series I flew through, okay? I read all 5 of them in a matter of like 2 weeks. And that is the Fusion series by Kristen Proby. Now, Kristen Proby is probably one of my favorite authors, and this series I absolutely love. So these like first 3 books here I got off of Book Outlet, not knowing that they would become one of my favorite series. So the first book in the series is Listen to Me. The second one is Close to You. The third one is Blush for Me. The fourth one is The Beauty of Us. And the 5th book is Savor You. And all 5 of these books follow 5 female main characters, and all 5 of them own a restaurant together and they run it. There's one that's a chef, one that's the bartender, one's that like front of house, one that's marketing. Like each girl has a different role in the business, and I absolutely love these. I read the first 2 in 2 days, the second 2 in 2 days, and I had to wait for the 3rd one or the 5th one to come out because it hadn't come out yet. So I was really sad, but absolutely love these and highly, highly, highly recommend them. So question number 5 is Spring Break. You've thrown your inhibitions to the wind and end up having a sexy night you'll never forget. What is your favorite smutty read? And for me, that is another series, and it was one of the series that just came out not too long ago by Jane Ryland, and that is the Hot Ride series, which consists of Wild Ride, Slow Ride, and Hard Ride. If you are not into menages or threesome thruples, then I don't recommend this series for you. But if you do like that kind of stuff, then this series you 100% have to read. It is amazing and I loved it. Question number 6 is Screwdriver. What's the most twisted book you've ever read? For me, you guys, I really don't read a lot of twisted, creepy type books, but the one that I did read that was kind of up there was Sinner's Creed by Kim Jones, and this book is is the main male character of this book is actually a hitman for a motorcycle club. So that is about as twisted as it gets, because it kind of showed what he did for a living, and it was a couple of times where I was just like, I really don't want to read about somebody getting bludgeoned to death, but it was interesting. And one of my favorite books from this year, and that one actually, not gonna lie, made me cry. Like I don't know why, it just made me cry at the end, and it was one of the best books that I've read last year. All right, question number 7 is Long Island iced tea. The melting pot of alcoholic beverages. What is one of your favorite diverse reads? And that one for me is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This one has all sorts of things in it. There is male-on-male romance. There are walking disabilities, all sorts of things. It's just a lot of representation in this book, and I absolutely loved it. And plus, like, this book is just beautiful in general. Like, I loved it. I could not put this down. I also read this book on audiobook and thoroughly enjoyed it. This one had a full cast of characters in the audiobook, so it had a different character or a different voice for every character, which was really fun to read. So this one is so good, and I highly recommend this duology. All right, and question number 8 is Sex on the Beach, a drink that's great in theory, but wasn't exactly all that was cracked up to be. What is a book that just didn't live up to the hype? Y'all, I'm about to throw some, like, I don't know, what is it? What do the people call it now? Like, wigs are going to be snatched, tea's about to be thrown. I was not a fan of the Shatter Me series by Taheda Mafi. I loved the 3rd book and half of the 2nd book, but this book, did not like it. I started reading the 4th book and just couldn't get through it. I'm actually like halfway through that book still, and I DNF'd it like months ago. So I don't know if I'll continue on with this series. I think I'm just gonna keep a hold on to the first 3, and then I do have the book 4 and book 5, but again, I don't know if I'm going to read those books. So sorry if this is one of your favorite books. All right, question number 9 is wine, which is my personal favorite. You've just gone through a rough breakup, so you park yourself in bed with your favorite bottle of wine, some ice cream, and a bucket for your tears. Name a book that made you cry out all of your feels. This should be no surprise to anybody who's watched my reading vlogs. I reread this book about twice a year, and it makes me cry every time. Even though I know what's about to happen, I know what's about to be explained, I cry every time. No fail. Every single time. Because there's just so many things that go on in this book. I mean, I need to get a new copy because the binding on this book is starting to fray because I have read it so many times. Like, this is a beloved book, okay? Like, this one has truly been read multiple times, and I absolutely love it. One of my favorite books of all time. Then the very last question in here is Strip Club. What's the sexiest naked book you own? Y'all, I don't really have a lot of like hardcovers that are pretty, but this one is by far the best. And that would be Night of Cake and Puppets by Laini Taylor. This book has two sides. This one's the pink side and this is the blue side. And it's just literally, it's illustrated and it is so, so pretty. I mean, the book in general is like, has pictures and stuff in it. So it is an illustrated book, but this is the front with the purple or the pink pages. And then this is the back and here are the blue pages. And this is just so awesome. Somebody who puts so much effort into a hardcover, like it's just unbelievably amazing. So I love this book. It's so pretty. I haven't actually read it yet. I'm waiting to read it because I have not caught up on my Laini Taylor books, and I don't know if this one is connected to any of the other books, so I'm not going to touch it yet until I have read Laini Taylor's books. So anyway, guys, that is the drunk book tag. I'm not going to tag anybody because I don't know who's done this, and but if you want to do it, you can go ahead and do it and say that you were tagged by me. That's totally fine as well. But with that being said, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this tag. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what you guys thought about them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!